So my inspiration usually consists of things that are not related to fashion, and I look to Savannah for a lot of inspiration, abandoned buildings, you know, industrial things. I mean, even in my studio, I kind of have an industrial setup in here. I really like the dark and making the dark beautiful. Kind of like the fabrics I showed you, it's kind of a dark aesthetic, but it brings so much fun and so much texture. I like to mix the juxtaposition of texture and you know, color, and I think my inspiration all depends on what I'm feeling and what is kind of in my life at the moment, or you know, just things that I see. I just did a collection at Charleston Fashion Week, and the inspiration was the moth. So that was a really fun inspiration because you can look at texture, silhouette, color. It was a lot of fun. You can also play with the theatrics of it. Like all the girls in the show had antennas, so that was a lot of fun. So I look to inspiration that's going to bring some kind of fun and texture and play with, just make it fun, theatrical. And I guess my design process kind of varies on what I'm doing. If I'm doing client work, I kind of meet with a client and talk to them about our collaboration and what they're looking for, what their color inspiration is for their self. I kind of look at what fabrics would suit them and what silhouettes would suit them. So that's kind of dependent on about the person. When I do my design for myself and for my collection and my line, I usually just do it piece by piece. Sometimes I do a collection, like the moth collection, but lately I've just been doing inspiration per piece. What is the inspiration for this design? You know, who's wearing it? And I kind of focus on that. And then I put it into a local boutique and sell my stuff like that. My favorite part of the design process is the sketching and illustration and rendering those textures out and coming up with the ideas. The creative process is my favorite part. So here are some of my sketches. I usually do sketches before I design, but it really depends. It really depends. Sometimes I work right off the form, sometimes I sketch before, or I usually sketch no matter what, whether it's after the design's done or before. When I have great ideas, I go straight to sketching because I want to get it out and make sure I have it documented. This is a sketch that I did for Kate Middleton's dress. Lifetime had asked me to do a sketch on what I think she should wear. So I obviously did something dark romantic and played with red and textures and layering of chiffons and organzas and hand dyeing. So this is actually featured in the Lifetime movie, William and Kate. And then these are some illustrations that I did from my Zach Posen mentorship at SCAD. These are mixed media of, you know, ink and marker and colored pencil and, you know, the whole shebang, watercolors. And I think illustration's another really awesome outlet for me too. I like to do a lot of illustration just because it kind of keeps, because I can draw and I kind of, that's what I first did before fashion, so it was helping me exhibit what I wanted to make in fashion before I actually knew how to make it. So now I still do that to fantasize a little bit. So, you know, illustrations definitely, I think, a key part of my creation process.